Hi, welcome back to Flower School. This is Flower School through Flower Power and American School of Flower Design. Classes also are found on flowerschool101.com. I'm Michael Gaffney. I'm your teacher, bringing my flower classes to you in your home. All your flowers are being shipped and sent directly to your home. So, today we're going to do a really contemporary look. It's called Cluster and Zoning. It's all the rage. It's class number 7 on our list. Welcome to class number 7. Now this you're going to get a different assortment, so I'm not even sure what you got. This is why this is a theory. I call it theory of design, because it doesn't matter what you got. You've got mass flowers, or remember there are line and there are mass. A line flower is a line material. A mass is like a ball on a stick. So today you've gotten mass materials. Tulips, gerbs, I've got trachelium, spray roses, hydrangeas, roses, and berries. So we're going to do, it's called cluster and zone. It means all alike flowers in one area. Very popular, very happening. Now remember, when you got your flowers, of course, whatever you got, make sure you put them in water for a good hour and a half, warm water, cut them on an angle, and drop them in and let them drink. They're thirsty from their long flight from all over the world where I source the best flowers. California, Ecuador, Colombia, Holland, Africa. So cluster and zoning. Remember also my tips about flowers. Crowning Glory, the spray. Make sure you get some. It's available on this site. It is the magic bullet. Seals your flowers in wax. That's why I look so damn good at 102 years old, because I'm wearing it now. Crowning Glory. It's like Estee Lauder and Clinique for your flowers. Seals in the moisture so they cannot die. They lose their moisture. So cluster and zoning, if you work, my students graduate from my school and they go to work in downtown LA or New York and they say, that's all we're doing is that cluster and zoning. It's an easy technique, fun to do, simple to do. A lot of shop owners were not schooled in my school, so they kind of figure out how to clump flowers together. It's an easy way out, but it's an effective way out. So hey, power to you if this is all you need to do. It's a very downtown LA, New York look, I call it. It's not for every maybe middle America flower shop because it's a little on the pricey side. So, and basically the idea is you cluster and zone your flowers. It can be used for bridal design. It can be used for get well, thank you, you're in the hospital. Sorry, bad news happened. So it's a multi-purpose design. But it is a new one. It's been going around for about 4 years, 3 years. Still hot, gonna get hotter. Cluster and zone. So the thing to remember is, as I showed you in my other videos, pull those flowers through your design. So you've probably gotten a couple of hydrangeas. We're going to start with that. You've gotten either some little ones or maybe a couple big ones. I've got some little green ones. I'm going to start with that. This one we're going to hold it up nice and fairly high up the stems. So there's your beginning. Start with your hydrangeas as your nucleus. Now I'm just going to cluster and zone around this. If they're hanging a little bit, yours are crooked, you can prop them up as we go. So it's a really unique technique. So watch this. I'm going to take my spray roses. I have a couple stems of spray roses, and what I'm going to do is, watch how we do this. You first clean all these off before you start. I forgot. I'm going to cluster and zone. Notice I'm opening up the gate. I call this the gate, or the bird's beak. Rack, rack, rack. You're going to hold your flowers, you're going to open those up, see that? And you're always looking over your nose at the far side of your design, and I'm going to put these right there to form that dome. So you're going to have 2 or 3 stems of each flower to cluster and zone with. So they just go in the same area. So I have now zoned with my spray roses. Okay? Next, I'm going to turn my vase a little, my bouquet a little bit, and I'll take my roses and find a spot somewhere around my focal point. This is my focal point. I'll put some roses over there. I'm going to cluster and zone with my roses in this area. So you have about 4 roses. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now see how I did that? Sort of working my way over the edge of that dome. Cluster and zoning. Now I'm going to switch, rotate this, or sometimes I just switch hands and I enter my flowers from the other direction. So now I'm going to cluster in zone. This is called trachelium, one of my favorites, trachelium. So I'm going to pick a spot and I'm going to cluster in zone, but again, going over. Work these so they go down that mountainside. So I'm going to cluster in zone with my trachelium, like that. And I think usually equal proportions look the best. So there, we're off to a good start. Next, I have a different texture. Hypericum berries, popular, everybody loves them, can't go wrong. Hypericum berries, I'm going to take my hypericum berries, find an area that I think will work well, I think right over here, and I'm going to cluster in zone. Notice how I'm doing these, pulling them through my design, that's the whole secret. Don't stack them. You have to pull them sideways, that's what gets this to lay open and roll over. I tell the story how I read the other day where Columbus was doing this one day in Spain, and he went, oh, wait a minute. It's going over, oh, wait a minute. That's a true story, I read that. That's how he discovered the earth was round. He was making one of these. So, look how pretty already. Very visual, it's like an Oprah Winfrey color block sweater. Easy to read. So we cluster in zone with that. I could stop there. Let's say, maybe have a few other flowers. We could put, what else do I have here? I've got tulips or gerbs. Which one do you think? Either one. I think I'll do a different, little bit of a shape. So these are little tulips. I'll put a little cluster of tulips right over there. Notice how I'm sending them through my design. 1, 2, these are little teeny tulips. They won't show too much until they open a little bit. But here's, you can see right there the whole action. It's the secret to half of the bridal work we do is to send them sideways through my design. So now I've added a little cluster of tulips. There's a little bit different feel on that side. Now I'm going to adjust them, pull them up to the surface. He's sunk a little bit. Reach in there, pull them up so you get this nice rollover effect. Now, I'm going to throw one more berry in there to make me happy. Where do you put, you're asking, where do you put the greens? Where do I put the greens? I'm going to cluster and zone with the greens. So maybe today I have a little bit of the seeded uke. I'm going to put maybe a little zone of seeded uke right on this side, like that. So I'm going to do a little asymmetrical greening. I've got some pittus porum. Maybe I'll put a little pit over here to help hold those tulips up. But again, I'm entering all my materials sideways through my design, like that. And then maybe I'll put another little piece of, it could be any type of green. Again, if you run out of greens, run outside. Start clipping those ugly bushes in your backyard. You'd be surprised how pretty they are when you put them in these arrangements. So I'm going to put another little cluster of this over here. So this kind of frames out my bouquet. And maybe a little bit, another tip of pit right over here. And then another little piece of pit right over there. It kind of surrounds my whole design. Stellar, rock star. How long did that take me? 2 minutes. Now I'm going to take my wire. This is 22 gauge wire. The only kind I ever buy, if I need more wire, I just put more in my hand. I'm going to come around the table, show you how gorgeous this is. Very colorful, very pretty. I'm going to take my wire and give you my lesson again on wiring. When you want a nice tight bouquet, you hold it straight up in the air. You turn it to the hand, your dominant hand holding the wires, and you wiggle that finger and say, hello, wave to the audience. Drop your wires on top, push it around, force this over, grab your wires and put your finger. See that? I got my finger right underneath, like this, underneath the wires. Then you drop it, you pull it tight, pull your reins tight, with it balancing on my finger. Right there, get a nice close-up of that. This is the hard part, they tell me. I don't think anything's hard in Flower Lab. Then I'm going to take my bouquet, got it nice and snug. I'm going to drop it to the ground, and I'm going to twist like this. Let the bouquet do all the work. I'm spinning my bouquet, and once I go around 2 or 3 times, I bring it up. It's perfection. You could take this design, carry it down the aisle, leave it on your neighbor's doorstep, drop it into a glass vase, sitting nice and top. It's an English mass design, solid mass of flowers. You can't go wrong. It's hot, it's trendy, it's now, it's happening. It's called zoning, cluster and zoning. I'm Michael Gaffney. Thank you for coming to American School of Flower Design and Flower Power. Any questions, email me, because I'm always happy to answer them. Make sure you spray this with Crowning Glory when you're done. Put it in a vase of water, a couple drops of bleach to stop that bacterial growth. I'll talk about that in many of my videos. And I will see you in the next class. It's another exciting class. Remember, if you're taking a class, the flowers will be selected and shipped right to your house. You don't have to run around. You can sit at home and watch this video over and over again. So I'm Michael Gaffney. Keep blooming.